Thank you.
Well done. Dr. Shane Ritty.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's a pleasure to take the last call on this bill, and I want to lead off by the statement that tobacco tax increases are the most effective way to reduce tobacco consumption. I think if we briefly look back through history as to how we come to this excise tax discussion today, we can see that the tobacco control programs initiated by government first started in 1984. The 1986 budget was the first to raise taxes, and between 1990 and 1998, the tobacco tax was adjusted for inflation. Now, in 2003, New Zealand signed the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. The WHO Convention was ratified in 2004 by New Zealand, and it came into force in 2005. Now, in 2010, in April actually 2010, the Excise and Excise Equivalent Duties Title Amendment Act recommended enacted, if you like, a 10% increase on tobacco tax annually, 2010, 2011, 2012, very much like what we're doing here. Now, in November 2010, the Māori Affairs Committee reported back to the House on the inquiry into the tobacco industry in Aotearoa and the consequences of tobacco use for Māori. This was a very important piece of work. It was chaired by Tauhenare, and current members in the House who were there at that time include Simon Bridges, Calvin Davis, Matiria Tude and Ian Lees-Galloway. Now, the committee heard 96 oral submissions, and their recommendations unanimously were this. Included this. One is smoke-free New Zealand by 2025, and two, tax increases. I quote, "We commend the government on the enactment of the Excise and Excise Act, which has increased the tax on all tobacco products by 10%. We recommend that the government legislate for further incremental tax increases over and above the rate of inflation." Now, in 2011, the government then adopted the 2025 smoke-free recommendation, and in 2012 we were back saying, well, what does the increase look like from here? I think the regulatory impact statement for the 2012 increases are really telling, because it outlines the rationale for a tobacco tax, and it's underpinned by three arguments. The first is social policy objectives, the second is revenue generation, and the third is correcting negative financial externalities. That is, the cost of smoking to government and society should be borne by those who cause the harm, especially healthcare costs. But I just want to reflect for a moment. We're all focusing on healthcare costs. Let's not forget costs of fire. Let's not forget loss of productivity, labour productivity, due to smoking as well. Mr. Speaker, I think it's been commented on that this is a revenue-generating mechanism. Yes, it is. That's one of the consequences. And I turn our attention to the guiding principles of Article 6 of WHO FCTC that clearly says effective tobacco taxes are an important source of revenue. So the framework that we've ratified, that we're a part of, clearly says, yes, that is part of an excise tax. Mr. Speaker, the three objectives for raising tobacco taxes, which were included in the impact statement for 2012, still hold today. Social policy objectives, correcting negative financial externalities and revenue generation. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I commend this bill to the House.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To contrary, no. The ayes have it. A party vote is called for. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National?
59 in favour.
New Zealand Labour?
32 in favour.
Green Party?
14 in favour.
New Zealand First?
12 votes opposed.
Māori Party?
2 in favour.
Ag New Zealand? United Future?
1 in favour.
The ayes are 109, the noes are 12. The bill will be read a first time.
Customs and Excise Tobacco Products Budget Measures Amendment Bill, first reading.
This bill is set down for second reading forthwith.
Speaker.